our first guest of the day, I'm sure was very interested in the main event. That's his weight class, but he had a great night as well. A massive win over Dan Ige. He remains unbeaten. He remains undefeated. The Miracle Man continues his run in the UFC. We're talking to Manchester's own Lerone Murphy, who's kind enough to join us right now. Hello, Lerone. How are you?
What's up, brother? I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Congratulations on the win, and congratulations on the decision. I heard I heard on Friday on the Crack with PT Carroll that you are sticking with the Miracle as your nickname. I was a little concerned. I'm not going to lie. I was concerned that we were going to go with Iceman. You are the Miracle, my man. No one could say that.
Yeah,
That's yours. That's unique to you. So thank you for sticking with that, and well done on that choice.
yeah. I have to stick with it, man. It's like you said, it's got its own meaning. I was just kind of got bored about telling the story, but I guess that's what people want to hear, innit?
Sure, and like I said, it's a part of your story, and what makes you so likable and so easy to root for. And so you gave us another reason to do that on Saturday with that hard fought victory against Dan Ige. Was that fight tougher than you thought it was going to be going in?
Yeah, it was. I didn't underestimate Ige. He's been in there with the best of the people. I highly rate him actually. So I expected a tough fight, but I made it harder for myself. And I don't even want to make any excuses, but there was a few other factors that I believe played into why the fight went like that. But yeah, I believe I just made the fight harder than it was. But obviously, Dan brought the fight to me early, and yeah, he done well, and the knockdown was pretty sick.
When you say you made it harder on yourself, what do you mean by that?
I just believe I gave him the opportunity to knock me down. It was a sloppy swing from the southpaw, and he countered it well. But yeah, I made the fight hard. Even just the transitions in the third, I kept falling off the back and then giving up position. It was just a sloppy fight from me, I believe.
And I know you say you don't want to make excuses. You won the fight, so there's no real excuses when you win. Could you tell us about some of those things that you were dealing with? And are you referring to things before the fight or during the fight?
Uh, I think it was just a few different things, yeah. But one thing I will discuss is the weight cut. I had a good weight cut leading up to the fight. I'd done well, and I had like a kilo to cut in the morning or something small like that, and I ended up weighing it in about 143 or something, high end 143. And I was just like, and I depleted myself for nothing because my scales was broke, and then my rehydration was going wrong. I felt sick, and didn't end up beating till about 1 o'clock, and I weighed in at 9 o'clock. So it just didn't feel right, and then obviously that affects the mental and stuff like that. But it's all part of the game, and I'm guessing a lot of other fighters go through it as well. So I wasn't even going to mention it.
Has that ever happened to you before?
It hasn't, and I don't want it to happen again. These are things I
Sure.
need to tighten up because against the top opposition, them little 1% there, you lose them little 1% and you lose the fight.
How do you think that affected you on Saturday in terms of just like your energy and how you were feeling overall?
Just warming up and stuff like that. I just didn't feel like I had that pop. Didn't feel like I had that zip energy, and I think it's shown in the fight. I think it's shown in the fight. But listen, it was a good fight. It was a good scrap, entertaining, back and forth. Competitive fight. So it's like I shouldn't even really be mention it really.
No, it's all good. We appreciate the honesty. Sometimes you see that when someone comes in, a couple pounds lighter, that means, I guess to the untrained eye, if you will, you'd say like, oh, easy weight cut, but that's usually a telltale sign that something went wrong, right? Because if you're weighing 143 for a 146 fight, no one wants to cut extra weight, right? So that's usually a sign that something went off.
Yeah, exactly. It don't really make sense. And like I said, I had a smooth cut up until the fight. I don't cut stupid weight. I do it professionally. And then I woke up on the morning of the weigh-ins 1 kilo over. That's nothing. That's 2.2 pounds or something. And they ended up cutting double that. So it's a mistake on my part. I had the dodgy scales, so I can't blame nobody but myself.
What were you thinking going into the second round after what transpired in the first?
Oh, I just thought it's on now. It's time to go to war now. I believe in myself. I always believe in myself. I made a mistake. I've been there before, and I've come back. I've come back. So it's just like for me, I've been there twice now. So it's just like, and I don't want to make a habit of that either. But it's just like it's a fight, man. It happens, and you can't dwell on the past in a fight. You just got to get it cracking and get back to it. And I felt like I turned it on in the second. Third round, I made a sloppy takedown attempt, and he countered it, and then that's what kind of evened up the round. But other than that, he didn't land a punch after that. After he dropped me, really.
You're trying, and your record would certainly back you up. You're trying to take that big step in the weight class. Was there any part of you that felt like you were putting yourself out there to try to get an emphatic victory, a stoppage? So usually you know how the game goes. You get one of those, it tends to vault you up a little quicker as opposed to several decisions in a row. Did that creep into your mindset at all?
Yeah, of course, man. I wanted to go out there and put on a clinic. Yeah, I wanted to put on a big fight. I wanted to put on an excellent performance and get catapulted into the top of the division. It's all performance based in the UFC. I believe once you're in the top 15, you're two fights away from a title shot. You just need two solid performances. Nobody's ever finished Dan Ige. Is tough, and I knew that. I knew that going into the fight, but I believed I could have got the job done. So I went in there with that mindset, and he even said it in the interviews before. I just wanted to put it out there that that's what I was going for, and I wanted to make a statement that night.
What were you thinking before they read the scorecards?
I knew I wouldn't fight. I knew I wouldn't fight. But obviously, you never know, right? You
Yeah.
never know. I looked at the statistics actually, and it was 16 significant strikes to me to his three. He didn't. He had control time, but he didn't throw a punch. And in MMA nowadays, even if you don't take him down, it's just a change of position, right? If you don't throw a punch, it's just a change of position. So I knew I wouldn't fight. I knew it was close, but I definitely wouldn't fight.
Did you stick around to watch the main event? Your weight class, like I said, eventually you want to be in that spot. Did you get a chance to watch it live?
I watched it at home. Yeah, we got back to the hotel. We put it on, but yeah, it's a great performance by Topuria. Max looked like he was picking up momentum as well. So, but Topuria touches guys to go down, and to stop him and Volk back to back, it's like the kid's on fire, man. Kid's on fire.
Were you expecting that?
I don't think I think everybody knew it was a 50-50 fight, but you have to expect that with him. It's like he done it to Volk, so it's like, of course, he can do it to Max too. The guy's got power.
I felt like there were some people even after the first Volk fight who weren't giving him the respect and credit that he deserved. And now I don't know, like you're just a hater if you do that. Like how can you not respect this guy after those two wins in particular? Not to mention the Josh Emmett win. How did you feel about him post Volk going into this one? And is that any different than how you feel about him now?
No, I seen his skills from a while back. I watch fights very deeply, and the technical aspects. And from the Josh Emmett fight, I think he gained my respect there. Like I knew he was the real deal from that fight. The skill set is shown in that fight. His boxing skills, his range, his footwork, and his power. And I just knew from then. So going into the Max fight, I knew it was a 50-50 fight, and I knew he could knock him out.
Who would you fancy in a Volk rematch?
I would have to go to Poirier again, just because he's KO'd him before, and the confidence in fighting is different. It's like your attributes just times by 10, right? And I think he's just on fire, and I think it's just his time right now. Uh, Volk's coming off two KO losses now. Listen, Volk's a GOAT, and I respect him highly, but I just believe it's Poirier's time right now.
When you see Taporia, when you see that fight on Saturday, do you think about yourself in those fights? Do you say to yourself, like, that's where I want to be? Obviously, it's your weight class. And in your heart of hearts, how far away do you think you are from being in that discussion?
Of course, I'm looking at the champion. I have to be. I have to be. What am I doing here? If I'm not, I have to be looking at them guys. And that fight was for me was like boom. I had to watch that fight and see the levels and think, yeah, right. That's where I need to aim for. I've got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. I can't be making the mistakes I was making on Saturday night against guys like that, and you go and sleep straight away. So got back to the drawing boards, got a lot of work to do, and I believe I'm still 2 fights away. I just need to make some small changes, and I'll be back to me, and I'll be back making noise again.
So you did call out or say at least that you're interested in Josh Emmett next. Why was he the name that came to mind?
Do you know what? Looking at the rankings, he's coming off a big knockout win over Bryce Mitchell. I would have called out Brian Ortega, but he's coming off a loss, and I don't really believe in that. But I think it's a good fight. Him or Josh Emmett, they're both what, number 5 and 6 maybe. I can't remember the rankings now. But anybody in that top 10, to be honest, I don't really discriminate. But I just believe that Josh Emmett's a scary matchup, power puncher again, like Topuria, and I believe he'll bring the best out of me. That's why I called him out. But I think the Ortega fight's a good fight too.
Do you feel confident that you will get a name like a Josh Emmett or even a Brian Ortega? Ortega probably more popular, famous, but to your point, Emmett coming off a win, I think either one would be fantastic for you. Do you feel confident you get someone like that next?
For sure, bro. I'm 15 and 0 now.
Yeah.
15 and 0. I can't be denied now. I've had 8 fights in the UFC. Half of my professional fights in the UFC. Like, I'm solidified now in this division. They have to give me a good shot now. Uh, I believe I can perform much better than I did. Like I said, and give me another opportunity to do so. Give me Brian Ortega or Josh Emmett in March. Let's go.
That's a couple times now that you've said like you feel like you could have done better. Are you unhappy after this fight? Are you unhappy after the performance?
Think you have to be. Listen, I rate Dan Ige's skill set. I rate him highly. I've been watching him for years now, but I believe the fight shouldn't have been that close. If I believe I'm as good as I am, it shouldn't have been that close. I made it hard for myself, and even just the little mistakes I made when I watched it back. I've watched it about 50 times already. They're not mistakes I should make in it. And everybody, all the people that know me, all the people that are around me, my coaches, they know that was 50% of me. So that's what gives me confidence, knowing that I've got more in the tank and I can show it, and I'm gonna show it.
Does that piss you off when you see those mistakes? You watch it 50 times, you say, since Saturday. That's like less than
Yeah.
48 hours ago.
Yeah, it does. It hurts me. It hurts me bad because but as a fighter, we only get 15 minutes to get everything perfect, almost like 15 minutes. So in sparring, you're getting 5 rounds, maybe twice a week. So these mistakes, you get to watch it, you get to go back, you get to correct them. But this is test day, right? This is test day, and you got to get it all right. And it's just like it's harder, man. You're under a bit of pressure, and actually, Topuria come up to me in the changing rooms. Actually, he said it's just another day of sparring, and that's kind of stuck into me. His mindset going into fights is different, and that's why he's performing. And maybe that's how I need to look at it. It's just another day of sparring.
So you shared changing rooms with him.
Well, I was getting ready to go out, and he come in. So yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Interesting. And was there anything you were able to observe about his demeanor, or was it too quick?
Bro, he's relaxed. He was already counting his money before even going into the fight. That's how relaxed he was. He had his top off. He's chilling, cracking jokes. And for him to come over to me and say that, he's like, you're relaxed, bro. He's relaxed,
Are you
and he's
not that
fighting a
way?
killer. What's that? Sorry.
Are you not that way? Are you a ball of nerves before your fight?
It's not even nerves. I'm just like in some mad kill mode. I'm just like pumped. Like I don't know. I don't know. But he just seemed chill. I'm not cracking no jokes in the back. I'm thinking about this, bro. I'm good. Like, maybe I put too much pressure on the winning part of it. Like, bro, like, I put too much pressure on the winning part side of it. That's what it is. And it's like, these guys are just like, boom, I've already won. I'm not bothered.
That to me is fascinating, especially since you win so often. Do you think that you put pressure on yourself because you have the zero as well, and you don't want to lose that?
I don't even think it's that. I just know when you climb in this ladder, a loss is a long way back, and I'm trying to be champion as soon as possible. And maybe I'm thinking too deep. I'm a deep thinker anyway, but Yeah, I'm definitely thinking too deep into everything. I just need to take fight by fight, and just go in there and perform and just let it all go and relax. And I think that will bring the best out of me.
This idea that it's just another day of sparring, you've never thought of a fight like that.
I've not, but it's weird because I believe every fight I have a different emotion. And the fight against Barboza, I think I was most relaxed and I performed probably the best in that fight.
Hmm.
And it just goes to show. And I think I was even thinking about things like, oh, the crowd. I've not fought in front of a crowd for years. What's that going to be like? I'm overthinking all the little things. I shouldn't even be thinking about that. And I think all these things are just clouding my mind and affecting my performance.
Uh,
Must have been.
by the way, going from a 5 minute fight now back to 3 5 minute fights because that fight against Barbosa was a main event. Was that an adjustment? Like, oh, it went by a lot quicker.
Yes. So when I watched the fight back, I believe that was Ige's game plan to push the pace early because of that, maybe. Because you see, as he come out, trying to get rid of him. He's coming forward and pushing, but nobody can. I use the words they use, gas pedal me because I've got extremely good cardio. Nobody can do that, and I knew after a round he'd gas out. I knew he'd get tired. I said that to my coach. He's gonna wrestle hard first round, and he's gonna get tired, and he did.
You posted on social media afterwards a message to the haters saying that you're not going anywhere, that you're just getting started. Do you have a lot of haters? Who hates Lerone Murphy? I feel like you're such a likable guy. Who's hating on you?
You just hear them. I shouldn't even be paying attention to them, but you just see
Yes.
them guys on the internet just talk rubbish, and you Nathaniel Woods of this world that would love to be in my position but never will. He's always got something to say. I always see him commenting on things, but it's like, bro, leave it out. You had a tough split decision against a guy that's just retired. What's his name? What's the guy who fought in London?
Uh,
Can't remember his name.
I'm looking it up. I'm drawing a blank.
But bro, if we're fighting on two different levels,
Daniel
stop
Pineda, of
judging
course, who
me.
just retired last
Yeah,
week.
stop,
Yeah.
stop, stop judging me, bro. You had a very close fight with him, and you come on, bro. We're in two different worlds. Allow it.
Is he commenting on your stuff a lot? I know you guys have a long history, but
Just bro. Just the guy's weird. He's weird, bro. The guy won't leave me alone. Just, bro, get on with your life. Go and train. Go and get some fights under your belt. Get into the top 15. Then start calling me out, bro. It's unrealistic. You're not gonna fight me. I'm 15. No. I'm going into the top 10 now. They're not gonna give you me, bro. Simple. Allow it.
because there's juice there, because there's a history there, if they did offer it to you, what would you say?
Now, right now.
Yeah, yeah, next.
Bro, I'd say respectfully, have some manners. Come on,
I'm
come
so,
on,
I'm, so, I'm just
come
saying
on.
because there's a history there and there's a rivalry. I'm not trying to
If,
insinuate that
bro,
you're not worthy of a top 10 guy, but you see how fired up you get. People tend to
I'd
gravitate towards that.
retire if they sent me his name. I'd retire. I'd be like, yo, I'm putting all this work in. You giving me this guy, this guy. Come on, bro. And I might just spank him just for the sake of it. Easy money.
Oh, man, I don't know if he's got anything planned. No, it's probably not going to happen. Listen, I can understand why he's talking about you, right? I can understand.
Obviously, but it just gets a bit weird when you're fascinated with one person. And you know what? Let's move on because this we shouldn't be talking about him. I've just beat Dan Ige, yeah, Dan Ige on UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi, and a tough fight. And there's so much other things to talk about other than that.
I think you're getting so worked up that we don't see you in the frame anymore. They're
Oh,
telling me
sorry.
that you're completely out of frame. Is that better now? Can I see how he looks? Okay, there you are. I think you were getting so where I was looking at the monitor and I was like, where did he go? Where did you go? You were getting so mad. I think you were leaving the interview, Lerone.
I
I'm sorry. I don't
know,
mean to.
but yeah.
For the record, you brought him up, not me. So I just want that. I didn't know. So I guess that one tweet was about Nathaniel more so than anyone.
Yeah, because he tweeted about it. It's just like, bro, leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Fair enough. I totally understand. I know you're still over there in the United Arab Emirates, right?
Yeah, I'm in Dubai. I'm gonna go and get some food with the boys and just chilling out, enjoying the sun, winding down, recovering. Because usually I go I fly straight back home. Last time I flew straight back home, and it was kind of bad, and my body started swelling up and stuff. So I'm just gonna enjoy Dubai, eat some food, relax, and then go home to the family.
I don't mean to dampen the mood, although maybe I did already with the Nathaniel questions. But I don't know if you heard earlier the sad sack Manchester United Football Club has sacked Eric Ten Hag. Have you seen this? I don't know,
Yeah,
Forrest. I don't know if you saw. We were in fifth place on Friday, now seventh. I think United is in the relegation zone. It's crazy. But what do you make of this move? Them sacking Ten Hag and bringing in Van Nistelrooy.
I think it's a great move, and I believe it should have happened a long time ago. But United are slow to do it. They've done it now. Let's see if things change. I hope that things will, and I believe things will as well. So let's see. A lot of players have complained about him, so he must be a cancer to the club. And we've got some new life. I hope things start going well now.
So you're a fan. Obviously, everyone loves Van Nistelrooy, right? He's a legend. So you're a
Yeah,
fan of this move?
yeah. Of course, man. He's had history with the club. One of the best goal scorers the club's had, and I believe the players will respect him.
By the way, did you go to that event in July, the Manchester event at the Co-op Live?
Yeah, I was there. I was there.
How was it for you in the middle of the night? Were you struggling to stay up?
Yes, I was, but we got through. Yeah, we got through. I had a coffee. I ended up having a double espresso shot at about 1 o'clock, and it got me through.
Okay. I know you wanted to fight on that card, but maybe for the best, right? Who wants to fight at 4 in the morning? You know?
Yeah, it's like a bit sweet for me. I was watching in the crowd. I was thinking, yeah, it would have been cool to fight in Manchester, first show in Manchester, but I don't want to fight at this time. So it's just like I'll enjoy the show, and they'll give me a better opportunity. And look, they did.
Yeah. Big win on the Abu Dhabi card. Another one for you. Remain undefeated. Well done, Lerone. Looking forward to the next one. And I hope you get one of those big names next. Thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Anytime, brother. Thank you.
Thanks for watching this video. Hey, before you go, do me a favor, hit that sub button, give us a thumbs up, hit the little bell thingy as well. Leave us a nice comment or two. We appreciate you all very much.